Hi guys, Crolister here with part 4 of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate playthrough series. Continuing on from 3 previous episodes, in this episode I will be doing Classic Mode with the 3DS and Wii U lineup, which are fighters 45 to 63, excluding the Mii fighters and a couple of Echoes. The Villager, Mega Man, the Wii Fit Trainer, Rosalina, Little Mac, Greninja, Palutena, Dark Pit, Pac-Man, Lucina, Robin, Shulk, Bowser Jr., Duck Hunt, Ryu, Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta. Like with the Brawl lineup, I am taking this game easy by playing on the easy mode. I like this Villager, because I really do not enjoy playing this game on higher difficulties. I hope you understand. Plus, it'll allow me to get through the game faster, which is urgent, as this is the longest episode in the playthrough series, as long as I can get this up around my computer's limitations. Alright, so first off, we're fighting a bunch of other villagers on town and city. Very unoriginal stage. It's too similar to Smashville. Except Town and City, I think, is actually based on an actual game in the Animal Crossing series, that being City Folk on the Wii. This is a horde battle, so you gotta take them out as quickly as you can. They have a higher launch rate than they normally would. While the Villager can be pretty fun to play in casual fights, some of his stronger attacks have limited range, which can make it slightly difficult to land hits on him. The Villager's still a cool character addition nonetheless, though, and it makes sense because Animal Crossing is way up there as one of Nintendo's top franchises, especially in modern days. Alright, now we got the Pokemon Trainer on Saffron City. I do use Timber with the Villager, so you can hold the button down while using Lloyd Rocket to make the Villager ride on it and do slightly more damage. On stages like Saffron City, though, doing that can be dangerous. Ness and Lucas on Onet or Onet, however it's pronounced. It has the number 1 in its name, so, you know. Like, the first 4 cities in Earthbound are derived from the first 4 numbers, right? I got them both at once with Timber, Master of Ponage. Dr. Mario on New Donk City Hall. You can kind of tell that the theme of this classic route is based on towns and cities, essentially. That's what Animal Crossing is all about, a lifestyle game. Now we got Wii Fit Trainers on Wii Fit Studio, for some reason. The Villager's dashing attack has it throw out a flower pot, which means its dash attack is a projectile. That can be pretty useful. Never let the opponents get an ore club. If they do, you're in trouble. Isabelle on Smashville. Let's go. The bowling ball forward smash is also what I mean by the Villager having slightly short-ranged attacks. You can drop the bowling ball onto the head of an opponent that's directly underneath it, though, if you're really good. The 7th round of every classic route is almost always the bonus game. You'll see some exceptions in this video, where it's earlier. As always, you collect as many pickups as you feel convenient while avoiding the black hole that's attacking the area. I'm not being greedy for points, I'm just picking up what's in my way and heading to the end. There are no fails in this episode, by the way, so I will be doing the bonus game and getting some extra points with every character in this episode, all 18 of them. Even though I played easy with the Brawl lineup, I still screwed up badly with Lucas and was reckless enough to SD with Rob, so if you watched that video, I'm sorry. Still not nearly as bad as my fail with Bowser in the Melee video, though. That was embarrassing. Of course, the villagers' up and down airs are randomly decided with the turnips, and each different amount has different damage values as well. I'm the best mofo villager in town, bro. Sorry if I offended anybody. That was just a joke. The up and down airs being RNG, though, does make it somewhat annoying for Master Hand. Like with before, I will show the entire credits for the villager, the first character I beat the game with in the video, and skip it for all the others, because that'll save a couple of minutes per character in the final video. I recorded this video before the confirmed Pokemon Presents went live, so I have no updates regarding Pokemon at the moment through this very video. There's been a lot of speculation that we will be getting Unova remakes and possibly Johto remakes as well. And because Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver in particular were successful among Pokemon fans, even the original Gold and Silver, seeing even a faithful remake of Johto, whether it be Gold and Silver or Heart Gold and Soul Silver, come to the Switch as one of its final titles would be pretty amazing to see. And Unova makes sense because Black and White were on the same original console Diamond and Pearl were, and we got Diamond and Pearl remakes some years ago. If we get a game like Pokemon Legends Arceus as one of them, that would be pretty cool as well. That would make sense. I just hope the Johto remakes are not like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which I refuse to play for good reasons. And from what I hear, those games have no replayability, so... Game Freak even said they had no plans to make Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee like games anymore, so that's good. They just wanted to try some different stuff. These are just rumors at the moment, so take from them what you will. There's been reports following the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase and then the Pokemon Presents this month that in March we'll probably get Indie World. In April we'll probably get the full-fledged Direct that the impatient and greedy people are hungry for. And shame on those people, by the way. You gotta have patience in life, I'm just saying. And then Nintendo Direct in April, and then in June will be the announcement of the next Nintendo console. While it's not known exactly why they would delay it until announced in June and released in the first quarter of the upcoming year, it's likely that Nintendo needed to take a moment to make a bunch of good games in advance for the console so that they can announce it with a strong game lineup. I would rather have the console be announced later and have more games than it be announced sooner and having very few games available to play. Wouldn't you? Just think about it, people. Alright, next up we got one of my favorite characters in the game, Mega Man, the Blue Bomber. I'm doing a Mega Man playthrough series on my channel, if you want to watch my Mega Man playlist where I have up to Mega Man 3. I haven't been continuing the series though because people aren't watching those videos. I honestly feel like a lot of people that are actually watching my videos are strictly in it for the Namco arcade. And I said before, I'm in it for more franchises than just those, so come on people. Mega Man's classic route is a reference to his earliest games back on the NES. That fight with the Ice Climbers was supposed to be Iceman. Judging by the song that they chose to play on this round, and the cogs, I guess, on the Coliseum Omega, Samus is supposed to be Metal Man. Dang, Freezy. Spark Shock got her. Donkey Kong is supposed to be Woodman, same as the stage. Another personal channel update I'll throw in here as well. I started a DeviantArt account recently and posted a couple of pictures on it that already got some attention. So if you're into game fan art with the franchises that I like, and if you want to see any of my Pokemon OCs that I'll show the world eventually, you can check out my DeviantArt on Crollister as well. There's a link to it on my YouTube channel that you can find easily as well. Captain Falcon is supposed to be Quick Man. If you want to get your YouTube channel out of the dark, you pretty much have to have external links of some kind. So because I'm pretty good at freehand drawing, and can make decent looking pictures on a laptop in Microsoft Paint with a touchpad for a cursor instead of a mouse, I figured that would help me out a little. In Mega Man's route, you're doing the bonus game early, on round 5 instead of round 7. Of course, Mega Man is a slightly non-conventional character, having a moveset comprised mostly of projectiles, so he's not an easy character to use by any means. Even for being a casual player, though, I have no problem using Mega Man. I love his classic games, and I love him as a Smash fighter. Not sure why he has the ability to wall jump. I know the characters in Mega Man X and Mega Man Zero can wall jump. Except that's not X, isn't it? It's the original Mega Man. Oh well. Now we're fighting a horde of other Mega Mans on Wily Castle. I also love how Mega Man's explosion death effect was included in this game. There we go. Now we're fighting one of the bosses, Gallium, originally from Super Smash Bros. Brawl's The Subspacey Mystery. And they play Guts Man staged as the song on this fight, so I'm guessing he's supposed to be either Guts Man or the Guts Tank, one or the other. Gallium's body damages you on contact while he's doing the stomping tantrum that he does at low health, so you gotta keep your distance. On higher difficulties, the bosses attack more consistently. Alright, one more. This fight is supposed to be Dr. Wily. He caught the metal blade and threw it back at me. Wow. And then this is supposed to be the alien. You know, at the end of his second game, you fight an alien. That's what this is. And it's over. Mega Man is a fantastic character. I absolutely love him. I have no bad comments to say about this character in Smash. For some reason, we got Mega Man harassing, Tom Nook and his... For some reason, we got Mega Man doing the leap shield in front of Tom Nook and his kids. For the ending picture. Right. Next up, we got the character that nobody could have called, outside of that one insider from Gematsu, the Wii Fit Trainer. A character that's both a troll and a serious character addition at once. Because while the Wii Fit Trainer was a character nobody could logically have seen coming, unless they knew about that leaker from Gematsu, like I said, Sauermano, Wii Fit was a significant title on the Wii's lineup, though it was a game that a lot of more hardcore gamers wound up not playing. You know, the introduction to the Wii balance board and being a game dedicated to fitness, you know. Nintendo cares about people's lives in a way. The Great Cave Offensive is one of the worst stages in the game you can fight on in serious fights. I mean, look at this massive zoom out. The lava on this stage also kills you on contact, like you just saw, if you touch it while you're over 100% damage. Which makes matters worse. So even though I do love Kirby Superstar, the SNES game, it's a fun game, this stage is a pain in the rear. Alright, one more Kirby to go. One problem I have with the Wii Fit Trainer's moveset is that her forward tilt, which is the dancer, has limited range, like I talked about with some of the villagers' moves. You saw that get me a little bit with Wario in the first round. Now we got Pac-Man, another gluttony character. The Wii Fit Trainer is a pretty decent technical style fighter. Her standard combo can bury people in the ground and leave them helpless, allowing you to do a follow-up. And their neutral and down specials also slightly heal themselves. The deep breathing is difficult to do, though. I tried doing it a couple of rounds against Master Hand and messed up both of them, so... Now we got Giant K. Rool with Dr. Mario as an ally. A lot of people find humor in the Wii Fit Trainer. You know, for being that random character you couldn't have seen coming. And their moveset as well. A lot of people find the fact that they fight and beat the crap out of people with yoga poses is humorous. And it is. They even give exercise instructions while doing their smash attacks every so often. DDD, another glutton. In this classic route, you're basically beating the crap out of fat characters. Should Jigglypuff be considered fat? It is a giant Jigglypuff, so I guess so. And I actively dislike Jigglypuff anyway, so I have no shame calling her fat. I know some people like her, and I mean in Smash. Just not me. You can see the Wii Fit Trainer's got decent speed. She can wall jump, which is a little bit weird. If you're dedicated to fitness, though, you'd probably teach yourself how to wall jump. My personal guess. Fail. Fail. Miss me. Ha! Master opponent. Get a good stretch after beating Master Hand with no damage at all.
Nice work.
Holy crap, that's disturbing. You're just giving us an extreme close-up of the Wii Fit Trainer's blank eyes. Yikes. I appreciate the Wii Fit Trainer's inclusion in the game for the humor in it, as do a lot of other people. Alright, next up we got Rosalina and Luma. A combo character kinda like Pac-Man and Olimar. Rosalina, the Queen of the Galaxy, and the Lumas debuted in Super Mario Galaxy, which was a fan fave. I haven't played a lot of modern Mario games, so it's not like I know a lot about a lot of the more modern Nintendo franchises. I played, for the most part, where Mario is concerned, the older ones. Rosalina and Luma are very fun to play. And while they did get nerfed a little bit in Smash Ultimate, they're still a pretty good team working together. The combination of being tall and lightweight can let Rosalina down a little bit in more serious fights. And she's in a bit of a trouble spot if the Luma dies, because you're limited in moveset, and her attacks without the Luma fighting alongside her are kinda weak. Another Luma automatically appears after 8 seconds. I still say Rosalina and Luma are a solid character addition, though, and I am glad that they were added in 3DS and Wii U. Watch this. Master Opponent. If Rosalina gets grabbed, the Luma can still attack, so using the smash attack on Samus while she got me with the grapple beam taught her a lesson not to lay a finger on me. Now we're fighting Ridley, interestingly. Rosalina's route is about characters that are not from Earth, like space characters. I was wrong about Brinstar Depths not having grabbable edges. They must have added grabbable edges to the bubble doors that activate only if the stage is on certain positions. Though that doesn't change the fact that the stage is really annoying to fight on. Now we got, 6 Kirby's on Dreamland 64. After using the Luma shot neutral special, the Luma kinda wanders about on its own and will attack as soon as Rosalina attacks, allowing you to fight people on different parts of the stage. Though it's kinda hard to do that. Press the button again to send the Luma back. So now we got Bowser with Mario as an ally on Mario Galaxy. There. For the boss, in Rosalina's route, you fight Marx, the final antagonist of Kirby Superstar, with Mario as an ally. I haven't fought this boss since Kirby in the original N64 lineup video, so, Marx will be a little bit more benign compared to what he was in that video, since I'm playing on easier difficulty levels. Mario got caught in the black hole attack. I didn't. There, got it. Beautiful picture of Rosalina and Luma launch starring in space. Kinda reminds me of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Wii specifically. Which takes partial inspiration from Super Mario Galaxy as well, of course. Rosalina and Luma, fantastic character. I love him. Alright, so next up we got Little Mac from Punch-Out! One of the most garbage characters in the series you can use in competitive fights. He can be fun to play as in casual fights, though. Little Mac's gimmick as a Smash fighter is that on the ground, he's extremely powerful. He's got excellent movement speed, and his punching attacks hit at Megaton levels. In the air, though, he's absolutely abysmal. He has, like, no knockout potential with any of his aerial attacks whatsoever. He's lightweight, and he has the worst recovery ability in the game. Even directional air dodging barely helps him. So Little Mac is a character you really have to be careful about while playing as. There's also, of course, the knockout uppercut, where if Little Mac endures enough damage or inflicts enough damage, you can do the knockout uppercut to kill any enemy with one punch, usually. Little Mac's knockout uppercut is the second most powerful non-final smash attack in the base game, at least in 3DS and Wii U, only below Roy's Flare Blade, which if fully charged is a guarantee to kill the opponent, even at 0% damage. Some of Terry Bogard's potential power attacks in Ultimate might be slightly more powerful than some of the base game characters' moves. Hands off. Now we got the arcade wireframe Mac from 1984 Arcade Punch-Out. The reason why they made Little Mac be a wireframe in the Arcade Punch-Out is so that his body doesn't obscure the view of the opponent, since it was like a camera pan directly behind him. In the SNES, they simply made Mac's body transparent. Hands off. Which is especially funny. Donkey Kong is actually an opponent for Little Mac in Punch-Out for the Wii, I believe. It's kind of like a guest character. Not sure how Little Mac can physically grab opponents with those boxing gloves. Oh well. Everybody has to grab the opponent with their hands somehow. Bad, huh? I'm mainly talking about the directional air dodge. Yet despite having the worst recovery ability ever, Little Mac can still wall jump somehow. Now we got Master Hand. No damage. Master Opponent.
Nice work.
Little Mac the Jumper. Yikes. I know that's supposed to be a New York reference, just still, that was a recklessly taken one. So yeah, that was Little Mac, a character strictly for casual players. Now we got another one of my favorite characters in the game, Greninja from Pokemon X and Y. Even though I would have loved Zoroark to be in the game, Greninja does make perfect sense since he's like the star Pokemon of X and Y, and X and Y were coming out just before 3DS and Wii U did. And Greninja's freaking amazing in general, even as a Pokemon. As a Smash fighter, he's also pretty fun to use, though hard to use. Douse Charizard and Bowser. Like the water over fire. Greninja's classic route in Smash Ultimate is based on Pokemon types. You got Pikachu and Pichu, the electric types, and then Zero Suit Samus, which the game sees as an electric type as well. I understand that Greninja was kind of a chance shot with being included in Smash as a fighter, because Greninja was in development in Smash before Pokemon X and Y even released. So, you know, Game Freak kind of foresaw that Greninja would probably be the fan favorite, and told the Smash team that that was the Pokemon they needed to add in 3DS and Wii U. Next up, we got fighting types, which makes perfect sense. The Shadow Sneak side special is pretty fun to use, as is the neutral special Water Shuriken, if fully charged. And the fact that Greninja uses, short ninja swords for his smash attacks is also dope. There we go. Now we got Ivysaur, the only grass type. Why not Olimar? The pigment makes sense. I really love that they have a remix of Gladian's theme from Sun and Moon as one of the songs in Smash Ultimate. Gladian's theme's one of the more iconic songs from Sun and Moon, so that's pretty amazing. Now we got Psychic types. Although Greninja is a very fast character and is pretty good as a technical fighter, his high jumping makes it very difficult to intercept people in the air, and his recovery can be difficult to perform. Like Pikachu's, except even harder. Except Greninja can double dash into the same direction by using Hydro Pump. Whereas with Pikachu, you have to change your direction. Water types. One detail about Greninja that I didn't like in 3DS and Wii U was his grab. He holds the opponent in a vortex of water, and it was slow to execute in 3DS and Wii U, making it very hard to grab the opponent with Greninja. They fixed that in Smash Ultimate. I wonder if Greninja having trouble trying to get into a game in the main series on the Switch hinders his chances of returning in the next Smash. I hope not, because Greninja deserves to stay in the game more than Incineroar does, for sure. And a lot of people love Greninja. So. I mean, Greninja isn't Scarlet and Violet, just, you know what I mean. That was kind of like the one and only chance he had of being in the game on the Switch, in the main line. So they went ahead and did it. Of course, now you can use all of the starters in Scarlet and Violet, so. Did you know Greninja's down taunt can inflict damage on people, like Luigi's down taunt can? I just thought I'd throw that in.
Nice work.
We got a bunch of Greninjas going for a swim. I love this frog. Look, Greninja is a fantastic Pokemon in all forms of context. Amazing Smash fighter. Absolutely love him. So yeah, that was Greninja from Pokemon. Next up, we got Lady Palutena from the Kid Icarus series. Personally, one of my least favorite characters in 3DS and Wii U. Cause it's a character I can't really use that well.
Ready? Go!
Of course, Palutena does have good reach with her side and down smashes. Her up smash is limited in horizontal range, and is a directly in front of you use move, which makes it even more complicated for beginners. And overall, she's a hard character to master. I did like how Palutena's specials, the customizable specials, were significantly different compared to her others, and that you had them to begin with. Except in Smash Ultimate, obviously, there are no customizable specials. So, yeah. So now we're fighting Cloud after beating Link and Zelda. There's a summon materia coming, and Cloud dies from bad recovery. Simon and Richter from Castlevania. Makes sense for the divine kind of theme of the classic route. There. Shulk on Gore Plain.
Go!
Of course, you can just grab and throw the opponent off the edge on stages like this where they have walk-off boundaries. Bayonetta. Bayonetta, as a character, is pretty much the opposite of Palutena in context. So, the kind of light side and dark side ults that the characters have to one another in Smash is kind of a coincidence, since, Kid Icarus is first party and Bayonetta's third party, being Platinum games. Light triumphs over darkness. For now. Now we're fighting a horde of pits and dark pits on Palutena's temple, which is another nightmare to deal with a bunch of enemies at once, because of the massive zoom outs. No, not your Smash Ball, my Smash Ball. There, got him. Palutena's final smash, Black Hole and Mega Laser. I did get one of the pits with that one. Dark pit, I should say. There. Well, that was relatively unfun. Palutena's forward smash can also create a breeze that pushes opponents back slightly. A little bit of a tip. Alright, so that was Palutena's Classic Mode route. Palutena does make perfect sense to be included as a new character in 3DS and Wii U, especially since Masahiro Sakurai specifically made Kid Icarus Uprising. So, you know, pretty decent character, I'm just not good with her. That's all. We're gonna do Dark Pit next. Dark Pit rightfully got the title of being an Echo Fighter in Smash Ultimate because, you know, he's a Pit clone. And they have identical movesets with only a little bit of difference. The arrows shot from the Silver Bow are slightly more damaging and can't be turned nearly as well. The Electroshock arm sends the opponent horizontally rather than vertically, and they do have a different final smash. The rest of their stats and moves apart from that are identical. In Dark Pit's route, you go up against characters that were created by somebody in their lore. Which Dark Pit probably is himself. The Dark-Winged doppelganger, you know. A lot of the Dark characters, the characters with Dark in their name, apply to this.
Ready? Go!
Get some electroshock arm kills here. Was Cloud biologically created by somebody? I wouldn't know that because I haven't played Final Fantasy. I'm not into role-playing games. Pokemon is the only exception. Cloud does have some metal parts, though, on one of his hands, so I guess it kind of makes sense. This Captain Falcon you're fighting on Big Blue is supposed to be Blood Falcon, which is kind of like a dark equivalence that was created by Black Shadow in the F-Zero games. Haha. Now we're fighting Pit on Palutena's temple, unfortunately. He's taken advantage of the lower platform, so I have to go the long way. And he messed it up and died. Ha ha. Now we're fighting Gallium, with Pit as an ally. This has to be a reference to Kid Icarus Uprising. I wouldn't know that because I didn't play that game. This whirling attack Gallium does draws you in, so just so you know. I didn't take any damage at all. Pit did. I never would have thought that Dark Pit appearing at the end of Palutena's announcement trailer secretly meant that Dark Pit was going to be in the game as well. And even though I dislike clones in Super Smash Bros., like Palutena, Dark Pit does make sense to be in Smash as a playable character, I think. And like Pit in casual play, he can be pretty fun to use. Alright, next up we got my boy Pac-Man. The video game franchise that's helping me get at least some attention on my channel. Being that the original Pac-Man was the first video I ever uploaded on this channel back in October. So, we're fighting Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong. The Mario characters that debuted in the arcade. You know, Mario and Donkey Kong, and, Donkey Kong and Luigi and Mario Brothers. There. Duck Hunt, which is a unique NES game. I do like the moveset that they gave Pac-Man. How he uses different Pac-Man element sprites for his smash and physical attacks. Pac-Man can be a difficult character to master, so I wouldn't recommend playing him if you're a beginner. He's definitely more in it for the pro players. The Ice Climbers and Rob. I also love how Pac-Man's moveset and contribution are not just on the Pac-Man series in particular. Like, Pac-Jump, his up recovery special, is actually from Mappy, which is a pretty iconic arcade game by Namco. And you got the sheer number of arcade sprites from Namco games for his uptaunt that appear, which I love as well. And some of the music is from different arcade games besides Pac-Man as well. Mimikyu, you got the totally wrong climber. I really love that they added a remix of the Stage 1 theme from Dragon Spirit in this game. Dragon Spirit is one of my favorite arcade games by Namco, partly for the music. Alright, so we got Young Link, Samus, Simon, and Pit. Do you know what these characters all have in common? They all come from games. They all come from game franchises that debuted in the year 1986. Pac-Man's classic route is going by, retro game years, basically. There we go. Samus is a heavyweight character, so... Little Mac, Mega Man, and Solid Snake. This, I think, is supposed to be 1987. Because Mega Man and I think Metal Gear debuted in 1987. And that was also the year that Punch-Out on the NES released. Being that, the humanoid Little Mac and the wireframe Little Mac are separate models that you can choose. They could have had a Ryu in this round as well, since Street Fighter was also 1987. Just saying. And then we got Marth, Dr. Mario, and Kirby, which are characters from the early 90s. I like to use the Galaxian boss for Pac-Man's neutral special, because it can loop and hit opponents more than once. The bell can stun opponents, which is what bells do in the game Mappy as well. For some reason, Pac-Man can wall jump. Interesting. And for the boss, Dracula from Castlevania. Dracula is easier to fight with Pac-Man than he is with Luigi, since you can use Pac-Man's forward air in both ascent and descent from his jump pretty quickly, like this. I'm gonna use the Namco roulette up taunt now. I got Valkyrie from The Legend of Valkyrie, or Valkyrie no Densetsu. And now we gotta fight Dracula's gargoyle form. I had kind of a near miss on this fight because I was being reckless. Though it all worked out in the end. I would have been furious if I had to fail with Pac-Man, just saying. Right, so that was Pac-Man's ageless classic mode route. Very well thought out route indeed. And Pac-Man as a character is amazing, in general. One of my favorite characters in general, not just as a Smash fighter, for nostalgic reasons. Pac-Man rules. Alright, next we're going to use Lucina from the Fire Emblem series. After a short break, I save a recording and then start another recording to continue on with the warrior from a doomed future. Unlike Dr. Mario and Dark Pit, Lucina was explicitly confirmed to be a new playable character before 3DS and Wii U came out. And it was confirmed that she was a Marth clone, although they didn't really admit it. However, in Smash Ultimate, she got the classification of an Echo fighter, like Dark Pit did. In other words, the game actually confesses that yes, she is a clone. In Lucina's route, you just fight the other Fire Emblem characters. After Corrin, you got Chrom on Arena for Rocks. Of course, Chrom has a garbage recovery ability, so... Both Robins are Reset Bomb Forest. Lucina's stats and moves are 100% identical to Marth's, except the amount of damage their swords inflict. Marth's sword is strong by the tip and weak by the center, while Lucina's is the same all the way around. This makes Lucina more consistent than Marth, though slightly weaker in terms of optimum damage. Ike on Castle Siege. Like Chrom, Ike also has a garbage recovery. The Ether and the Soaring Slash kinda let them down there, favoring offense over defense. Roy on Norfair, being a fiery warrior. The Fire Emblem character that has fire in his attacks. This one annoyed me a little bit. Threw him off the edge. Now we got Marth, the OG Fire Emblem character, and the character that Lucina copies. Colosseum is a pretty reckless stage choice because of the walk-off boundaries. Wow. The drill doesn't really bother me that much anymore. just in case you can't tell.
I cannot lose.
Nice work.
We got Pikachu Libre and Lucina with her masquerade on, posing together on the victory podium.
Final results.
So yeah, that was Lucina, basically a more consistent version of Marth, and another addition to a franchise that's thoroughly overrepresented. The next character I have to play with is also from Fire Emblem, and in fact the same specific game, Fire Emblem Awakening, which by default made perfect sense to be in 3DS and Wii U. And Awakening's also one of the most popular games in the Fire Emblem series. So, in Robin's classic route, you go up against Thunder and Fire-type characters. Because Robin themselves have power over Thunder, Fire, Wind, and Dark Curses. Though Thunder and Fire in particular for their moveset. Charizard and Pichu, for example. We got Zero Suit Samus and Roy on Coliseum. Robin's special moves are incredibly powerful, though they do have limited uses before they run out and are temporarily unavailable. Because his tomes get weaker the more the magic is used. They regenerate after a while. They also have an electric sword that they use for their smash and air attacks, which does a lot more damage than their broadsword, though it takes a while for it to start up, and also runs out after a certain number of uses. For those reasons, along with the fact that Robin is very slow, in 3DS and Wii U, Robin was the slowest character in the game. The character can have a bit of a fun detraction playing as them. They're basically a character you kind of have to spam their specials with. For their Thunder Neutral special, I prefer to use Arc Thunder. I never use Thoron because Arc Thunder in some ways is more powerful, and Thoron wears out the Thunder Tome way too quickly. Their down special, Nosferatu, can also grab and steal health from the opponents, which can prove useful as well. Dr. Mario is supposed to be Thunder because of his forward smash. I'll use that black hole to hold him in place. Yeah, that could have been bad. Stopwatch, huh? That'll help. Now we're fighting the other Robin. Wow. There we go. I like how they have a Fire Emblem stage somewhat similar to the Pokemon stadiums. How Arena for Rocks can transform into different forms with different platform layouts. That's a nice touch. There we go.
You're not ready.
What I do appreciate about Robin's inclusion in the game is that they are the most unique Fire Emblem character with their moveset. And they do have a kind of interesting playstyle. Fire Emblem Awakening definitely deserved representation in 3DS and Wii U, and picking Robin over Chrom just for moveset reasons does make sense. And you know, we did get Chrom in the game eventually in Smash Ultimate. Alright, next up we got Shulk, the main protagonist of the fan-favorite game Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, which got re-releases on the new 3DS and Switch as well. We got Falco on Lilac Cruise for the first round. Shulk is a very unique character compared to the other sword types, with the Monado Arts mechanic, where you can select an art out of 5 to enhance one of his stats at the cost of weakening his other stats. So you have to use them wisely. And it's a very cool concept for an anime-type character. Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest character in the game, because you can obviously use the speed art to counter him, I guess. Which is not what I intend to do. No offense to Sonic fans. Sonic as a Smash fighter is a freaking nuisance. A character that can run away for pretty much the entire fight and has moves that are hard to punish is annoying as hell to fight against, even casually. I think Sonic's an alright character, I really do. He just kinda ticks me off as a Smash fighter, specifically. K. Rool didn't stand a chance, he got stopped immediately by a claptrap. We got Cloud, a character with characteristics that kind of rival Shulk in a way. Shulk does have good reach with his smash attacks, with the Monado having a laser extension. And he can be pretty fun to play. Use the Smash Shard to end Cloud early. If you select a Monado art on accident, you can cancel it by tapping B a few rounds successively. We got Little Mac, a character with both speed and power. Of course, Boxing Ring its walk-off boundaries. Now we got Mega Man, the character that's probably the best at long-range combat since he has more projectiles than anybody else. It also makes sense because Shulk does fight robots in Xenoblade, I'm pretty sure, judging by the character Metal Face. And some of the trophies that were in Smash for Wii U. I could use the speed art to get through the bonus game quickly. The only problem is it'll critically weaken jumping heights. All of the Monado arts have a drawback. Jump severely decreases your defense and launch resistance. Speed reduces your jumping height. Shield makes you extremely slow. Buster critically weakens your launch potential on the opponent. And Smash makes your attacks physically weak in terms of amount of damage. Just to name the biggest drawbacks. So you have to choose the Monado arts wisely. I'm through with taking hits from the finger snap move. There we go.
Now it's Shulk time.
We got Shulk against Rathalos. I'm not sure if the Yoshi egg is supposed to be Shulk disturbing a dragon's nest or whatnot. I didn't play Xenoblade, so I wouldn't know. Shulk's a pretty cool character himself. I like his concept a lot, and he is fun to use. So, for me, Shulk's a thumbs up. Next up, we got Bowser Jr. from the Mario series. Bowser's only child. The Koopalings are not his children. Common misconception. And the fact that the Koopalings are Bowser Jr.'s alternate costumes doesn't help that misconception. So in his search to find Peach, a person that's not what he thinks he is, we're starting off with Rosalina on Mario Galaxy. Now we got Lucina and Crom on Arena for Rocks. I do like how Bowser Jr. fights in a junior clown cart with a wide array of different weaponry. It's a pretty cool concept. It's just Bowser Jr. sucks in the game as a competitive fighter. While I didn't do bad with him in this playthrough at all, he's not a character I recommend using in serious fights. Daisy and Luigi on Mushroom Kingdom U. Wow. Gotta hurry up before Nabbit appears. Zelda on Hyrule Castle. Yes. We got a Mii Fighters Horde, comprising of Mii Fighters dressed up like feminine characters on Peach's Castle 64. The Mii Fighters also have pretty bad recovery, so... There she is, alongside Mario, on Delfino Plaza. I mean, Bowser Jr. debuted in Super Mario Sunshine, after all. We got Bowser Jr. playing with Yoshis for some reason.
Final results.
Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings are characters I'm very indifferent to in general. They do have a kind of interesting Smash move set, so they're okay, I'd say. Alright, next up we got Duck Hunt. Very interesting addition of a retro gaming character, with Duck Hunt being a pretty iconic title back on the NES. Duck Hunt's classic route is about hunting certain wild animals, from what I can see. You're up against Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong first on Congo Jungle. That likely will help. Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I said before, Sonic is a pain to go up against, even in casual fights. The mobility this character has, you literally cannot predict him. Fox, Falco, and Wolf on Garden of Hope. A combination of trick shot and clay shooting can be good for racking up damage at a distance with Duck Hunt. Though his down special, Wild Gunman, is one of the most garbage attacks in the entire game. Never have I landed a hit with that move. Haha, bad recovery. Even the dog's laughing at you. 'Cause you fail.
Ready?
Giant K. Rool again. There. Mii Fighters Horde on Green Greens. The Mii Fighters are outfitted like different animals. The explosive blocks here are making it a little intimidating for me to move. That one's got a steel diver. Well, I got a Death Scythe. If used as a smash attack, the Death Scythe will automatically kill an opponent if they're over 100% damage. No nice play, because that fight was a little intimidating. Now we got a Duck Hunt Horde battle on Living Room from Nintendogs. I mean, we are playing as a dog after all. I used to be a dog person in real life, until a specific boxer dog that we had at one point that was considerably the worst dog, one of the worst dogs in the world, and definitely the worst dog in my town where I lived. I've never wanted a dog of my own again ever since then. His name was Jack, if you want to know. He was a brown-furred boxer dog. And he had a hatred of other dogs, we'll put it that way. Plus, if I take the garbage out and I have to listen to somebody's dog while they're walking them bark at me, that's also kind of annoying. Although if you're going out with a hood and you have your face masked up, any dog's gonna think you're suspicious. I haven't gone outside without masking my face ever since COVID. Just so you know, I'm very germophobic. Oh no, Rathalos. Rathalos from Monster Hunter is my least favorite boss to fight in the game, of the ones you can fight in Classic Mode. He causes me anger quite a lot, even on the easy difficulty. So, seriously, Rathalos, your moveset's not fair. And I come out on top. That lost me a nice play as well. We're just relaxing in the living room.
Final results.
Duck Hunt is a very interesting character addition from 3DS and Wii U, and I do quite like this inclusion. So, there we go. Next up, we got another iconic video game character that comes from Capcom following Mega Man, Ryu Hoshi from the Street Fighter series. And Mega Man and Street Fighter both debuted in the same year, 1987. Street Fighter came out first. In Ryu's classic route, you're pretty much playing Street Fighter as opposed to actual Smash. And the route is directly referenced to, the second game in the Street Fighter series. Your first round is against Ken Masters on Suzaki Castle. And in every stage in this route, you have Vitality as opposed to traditional Smash damage. Zero Suit Samus on one at Omega. Judging by the song that they play on this round, this is supposed to be Chun-Li. Ryu is a non-conventional Smash fighter. They tried to incorporate his whole Street Fighter moveset into a Smash moveset with different light and heavy attacks with his physical moves. And to do those in Smash, you have to press A in a specific way, like tapping or holding, for example. And that can make Ryu pretty inconsistent and difficult to use. Not that he's a bad fighter, which he isn't. Just not the character for the beginners. I did get a perfect on her, despite her sheer jumpiness. Incineroar on Boxing Ring Omega. Apparently supposed to be Zangief. Zangief is a wrestler, I think, in Street Fighter, so it does kind of make sense. Like, different characters having different fighting styles. You can also input the original attack commands for Hadouken, Shoryuken, and Tatsumaki Senpu Kyak to do slightly more powerful versions of those moves. The power will increase by about a quarter as much if you do it that way. You can also do back, down, front, and A or B to do Sumagatsu, which is a flaming Hadouken that has multiple hits. I used that for much of this classic route in this video. Green Donkey Kong, which is supposed to be Carlos Blanca. We're doing the bonus game early with Ryu. The same amount of early as we did with Mega Man. Even here you have HP if you look closely, so be careful around the electric barriers. You can use Tatsumaki Senpu Kyak to help with recovery before using Shoryuken. Next up, we got Little Mac on Boxing Ring Omega, which is supposed to be Balrog. It kind of looks to me like Little Mac is also bigger than he normally is, though not as big as he would be with the Super Mushroom. Ha! No damage at all. Meta Knight on Arena for Rocks. This is supposed to be Vega, a fighter that fights with steel blades and has a mask. Like Meta Knight himself. And finally, Master and Crazy Hand with Ken as my ally. Ryu and Ken are kinda buddies in a way, kinda rivals in a way. And they do have identical movesets in the earlier Street Fighter games. Hence the reason why Ken was added in this game as a Neko fighter. I did watch the 1994 Street Fighter movie here on YouTube and liked it. Even if they did pronounce some characters' names wrong. And I did play, the second Street Fighter game Sega Genesis port on the Sega Genesis app on NSO. I wouldn't play it over Mega Man personally, especially on the higher levels. Ryu Hoshi is still a cool character, though, and it is a pretty cool surprise to see him get added in Smash for 3DS and Wii U as a DLC character. I'm pretty sure Sakurai said before that, Smash wouldn't have any characters that come from fighting games, so, that made Ryu's addition even more surprising. Sakurai does break his own rules, though, every so often. Though I'm pretty sure he'll stick with the video game characters only policy. Alright, next up we got Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, the most iconic character from the Final Fantasy series by Square Enix. In Cloud's classic route, you focus on fighting vehicle-based stages, like the Spirit Train, where you're fighting Toon Link. Even in Smash Ultimate, before Sephiroth was added, Final Fantasy VII had minimal contribution to the game, so there's not much of a Final Fantasy reference they could have done with the base game. Fox and Falco on Cornelia. Cloud Strife does have a moveset in lieu of Final Fantasy VII that suits him perfectly as a Smash fighter, and is really fun to use, apart from its poor recovery and lightweight. His Buster Sword is really powerful, the Limit Break mechanic is a cool concept, and you can do some really good combat tactics with the Limit Break with any of his specials. Meta Knight on Halberd. I got Girahim. That's a pretty good assist trophy. See? He killed him for me. Mario, Yoshi, and Peach on Rainbow Cruise. Gotta get Peach still. I got her with the finishing touch. The finishing touch is a weaker version of Little Mac's knockout uppercut. Because while it has about as much kill potential as the knockout uppercut, it only does 1% damage. I guess that makes up for the fact that the limit meter both charges as you deal and receive damage, and can be charged manually. Wolf on Lilac Cruise. Giving me trouble even after I got an Ore Club. There we go. Cloud can wall jump. One of the very rare cases where a sword character can wall jump. knocked him down again. Master opponage. No damage. Double knockdown.
Nice work. Congratulations.
Going up against one of the summons.
Final
Cloud Strife is a very cool character to be in Smash, even if the contribution from 3DS and Wii U was lackluster. And if he was a kind of weird addition, I still love him. Cloud's a cool character. And the lackluster contribution from the Final Fantasy franchise was just because of Sephiroth later being added in the series. A second Final Fantasy character was apparently planned for 3DS and Wii U, so maybe that was going to be Sephiroth at one point, since we got him in Ultimate. Alright, so now we're playing the least exciting of 3DS and Wii U's DLC characters, Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates, where we're going up against characters that have egos, like Dr. Mario kinda is. Because Corrin is obviously half human and half dragon. I prefer to call Corrin an elf, though, because of their ears. Dark Samus, another example. Just like how Roy was included in Melee specifically to promote Fire Emblem The Binding Blade, or whatever its Japanese name was, on the Game Boy Advance, Corrin was included in 3DS and Wii U specifically to promote Fire Emblem Fates, which came out after 3DS and Wii U did. And shortly after this character and Bayonetta were announced. And, you know, Nintendo loved Fire Emblem maybe a little too much.
ready, go.
We got female Corrin, Daisy, and Palutena, with Peach and Rosalina as my allies. Now we got Pit and Dark Pit, with female Corrin as my ally. And it's not just me that thinks that. A lot of people seem to be ticked off about Fire Emblem being overemphasized as well. I'm sure people exploded once Byleth was announced as one of the DLC characters, and I'm no exception. And it's like, with every single game in the series, I'm gonna start to get annoyed with every Fire Emblem character that gets added to the roster. I let it slide for Chrom, because I knew Chrom was a massive fan favorite and was planned for 3DS and Wii U. Byleth, though, just didn't do it for me, and neither did Corrin. Alright, so we got a Mr. Game & Watch Horde on Great Cave Offensive Omega. While I do think a human character that can shapeshift into a dragon is a cool idea, Corrin really isn't that fun to play as. Though their smash attacks have incredible range, to get the optimum damage from them, you have to hit the opponent with them by the tip, and that does cause them some problems. It makes them a bit inconsistent. We got 3 Fire Emblem characters against 3 Fire Emblem characters. I got a knockdown with the Dragon Fang shot, anyway. Dang it, he grabbed me.
I've made my choice.
Nice work.
So, you know, long story short, Nintendo loves Fire Emblem too much where Smash is concerned, and Fire Emblem is just overrepresented. So, to see DLC characters from Fire Emblem get into Smash over other Nintendo franchises is actually kind of annoying. And as a result, the characters from the franchise are pretty hateful. To some people, at least. Last and certainly not least in this video is Bayonetta. Bayonetta was the winner of the fighter ballot that they did for 3DS and Wii U, where the fans specifically chose one DLC character to be added to the game. I'm sure the winner would have been Sora, except, you know, Sora's obviously owned by Disney, and at the moment, that prevented that from happening. Bayonetta was the #1 in Europe, though, and was in the top 5 in America, and overall with the realizable character votes. And because Bayonetta is like the opposite of Palutena, Bayonetta is a perfect fit for the Smash universe, despite being from an adult game. The Requiem of Fallen Wings. In this route, you're going up against characters that have wings, like you saw before. And you see now. Bayonetta has excellent range. Her smash attacks have great reach. You can keep the A button held down after doing almost all of her physical moves to shoot her guns to rack up damage at a distance slightly. She is pretty fun to use, though also pretty hard to use. She also has an abnormal recovery ability. She's the only character in the game that can use her up special both before and after her mid-air jump. And you have to kind of remember that, while also using the afterburner kick to go horizontally to really recover with this character. Other than that, though, Bayonetta is really fun to use. We got a giant Charizard. A giant silver Charizard and a metal Ridley. I'm pretty sure are references to Bayonetta of some kind. Not that I know. We got a silver Meta Knight as well. Skyworld is a somewhat annoying stage to fight on because the destructible floors obstruct your aerial capabilities around them at the top. It also prevents you from smashing enemies up through them. I'm gonna kill him with the Gust Bellows. Bayonetta does the bonus game 1 round early. Bayonetta can wall jump and cling on walls. angels. There we go.
Complete.
Now we're fighting a pit horde. Bayonetta is nicknamed the Angel Hunting Umbra Witch. So killing angels is Bayonetta's kind of specialty here. That's a fake smash ball. Noobs. One more. There. And for the final fight, instead of a boss, we're fighting a giant Palutena on Palutena's Temple Omega. Being big just means you're more susceptible to taking hits. Master Opponage. That was a no damage victory. And with that ends the classic playthrough for the 3DS and Wii U lineup, with Bayonetta having a very strong finish. Bayonetta was the character in this episode that I ended on the highest intensity, and Ryu was the character I got the highest score with, so they're the VIPs of this video. And unlike the previous episodes, there were no fails. That's just a bonus. So, that wraps up this video. Consider subscribing if you like franchises like Mega Man, Crash and Spyro, or Namco Arcade like Pac-Man, because I'll play some of those games, and check out my DeviantArt account as well, as I'll upload some fan art every so often. I am Crowster Master Opponage, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video from here.